If you want to create stunning 3D map animations, you're in the right place. Today I will show you exactly how to build this entire animation in DaVinci Resolve. It might look complex right now, but by the end of this video you will see how simple it actually is. This is the final composition we're creating. If you want it ready to use, you will find the full composition file and all assets linked below. But if you want to learn how to build it step by step, stick with me, I will walk you through the entire process. So let's go. Okay, here we are straight in Fusion. Let's start with what we're gonna start with. We're gonna start with background. Okay, here's the background. So you can copy these parameters on the right. And now we're gonna create 3D space. So I'm gonna start with image plane, and connect merge to image plane 3D. And there we go. And next one will be transform 3D. I wanna see it on the left, so I type in 1 on the left, and there we go. So I want to start, as you can see on Fusion composition, that needs to be like a floor for the map. So I need to go to rotation of transform 3D, and I want to type in -90, and there we go, we got it like a floor. And I want to go to image plan, go to transform and scale it to 5. Okay, we got a quite huge floor for the map. And next step is grabbing map. I want to name it map. There we go. And we need background with alpha 0, and I need to swap the input here, and on the left we can see the map. So we need to scale it down a little bit using transform. Okay, something like that. And then we need to move it to 3D space. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually copy image plane 3D and transform, paste it here and connect this like that. And next move it here, and actually we need go to image plane, because this image plane was copied from here. So this was scaled to 5, as you should remember. So I want to scale it back to 1 with map, and I need merge 3D. Okay, I want to connect transform from grid here. I want to copy this merge 3D, paste it here, connect this transform 3D to this merge, and connect this merge from the grid to the merge of the map. And I want to select merge 3D from the map, and I want to see it in left viewer. And as you can see, map is already there. They're on the same level. When you look at it like that, okay, the map is on the same level as grid, as the background. I want to go to image plan of the map. I want to go to transform. I want to move it up. No, not this one. So that's gonna be Y, translation Y. Okay, just to be visible. And next I want to go to actually to the merge, not merge 3D, just a simple merge. And I want to see on the left, and we need to have it like outline for this map. And I will move up these nodes. I want to type in outline, and I want to use this SM outline. The map now have outline. You can find this asset in description below. So go to SM outline, change color to black, change type to Gaussian, and go back to the map, to the 3D space. So go to the merge and see it on the left viewer. And as you can see, map has got outline, but it's, for me, it doesn't look good. So I want to decrease amount of stroke. I want to go 0.005, and it looks better. Even I want to go with this 0.025. Okay, something like that. All right. Okay, next step, we're gonna create these bars. I need to type in shape 3D, and I want to see in the right viewer. I want to go to material and change it to red color, and in controls I want to use cube and unthink lock with height depth. Depth and width needs to be the same, so actually we can link it up. Okay, so we need to use width. Okay, let's do it 0.2 for now, and let's link it to the composition. So copy this merge and paste it here, connect it, see merge on the left, connect shape here, and straight away you can see it's too big. So go back to the shape and make it smaller. Okay, something like that, maybe not. So let's try 0.05. Okay, that's fine. So let's go to transform. We need to use X to move it to the left about this amount, -0.02. When you go to the shape again and use X, as you can see, it's coming out from the bottom like that. Now you can understand how I create this effect. And if you look underneath the floor, this column, this bar is coming from beneath the grid. So we've got one bar. We need to create another one. I will even name it, so that's gonna be red bar. And now I'm gonna copy this, paste it here, and I'm gonna copy this merge and link this. That's gonna be, I'm gonna name it gray bar. And I want to go to transform to material first, and I want to have it like this color, and go to transform. First we need to see on the left, so last merge need to be seen on the left viewer. Now you can see the second bar. So going back to transform, I want to be just next to it. So let's go to this gray bar and pull it down. Okay, cool. So now we need to create the shadows for these bars, because now it's pretty flat in terms of lighting. We need to have another merge 3D, so copy paste, and we need to have a camera 3D, and we need a renderer 3D. And let's connect it to media out, and I want to go to renderer and thick enable lighting and shadows. Lighting, not lightning. And when we look at our scene in right view, just nothing there, it's just a black bar, because we don't have any lights, so we need ambient light. And we need to connect this ambient light to the merge where camera is connected. And I'm gonna go with intensity to 100. And we need to go to transform and put this ambient light on the top. Okay, somewhere there. And now very important part, guys. We go into camera and we need to set proper angle view. So we need to have pivot in the middle of the map when we're going to rotate the camera around the map and around the bars. To do that, I'll show you something what I discovered. So when you pull the camera, you can see that pivot, when I manipulate Z here in pivot, remain the same position. So when I move camera, pivot go along, and we don't want that. So what we need to do, we need to come back with everything again. And I want to stay pivot as it is here. To remain the pivot in the middle of the map, we need to link Z pivot to Z translation and type in at the beginning of the expression just minus, okay? And now when you pull camera from the middle of the map, as you can see, the pivot stay here. So now when you rotate camera, okay, let's go like that. And when you move from left to the right, it refer from the middle of the map. Okay, so now we need to adjust the angle and everything to achieve a nice view, nice perspective. Okay, so now when we rotate, it all looks good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Maybe I will put a little bit closer. Okay, but it looks fine for me. Okay, now, as I mentioned earlier, there are no shadows, so we don't even see outlines of the bars. There are no outlines for now. Unidirectional light. Okay, connected to the merge, and this is now too close to the bars, so we need to go to transform, pull it off, and I want to do the same trick which I've done with pivot of the camera. So do exactly the same thing. Expression here, link it up to translation Z, and at the beginning of the expression just type in minus. And now when I pull directional light, it will stay. When I use rotation, as you can see from here, it will refer to the middle of the map. And we need to have a less intense this light. So let's go with something like that. I don't know, 0.5 maybe. Okay, let's see now when we move the camera around how it looks like. And directional light is too intense, so let's put it down to 0.1 maybe. Okay, so let's go with red bar up. We need to pull it up and see how it looks like. And I think it's okay. Yeah, we can see outlines of the bars, so it looks good. Okay, so now we can start keyframing. I want to start from first frame. So starting from first frame, I want angle to be somewhere here. So keyframe it, and let's go at the end of the clip, at the end of the composition, and move it like that without any smooth movement. Just it's gonna be gradual move from the end, from the beginning to the end. We're going to animate red bar now. So I want to start just from the beginning. So translation Y, and I want to be animated for 200 frames. So I'm gonna animate here in 200 and I want to pull it down and eventually disappear. And I need to go to spline editor, select all points, and I want to go to in cubic and I want to change it a little bit. So it's gonna be slowly at the beginning and very fast at the end. And we can add this dust effect to that. So now it's time for dust effect. So let's grab dust effect. Let's see it on the left. So actually before we start, as you can see on the clip I provide you in Google Drive, that's a few of them. So what we need to do, we need to come back to edit page and go with this dust, drop it there, and we just need type I, and then you've got just this effect and another one started, okay, and another one and another one, and we need just this one to be in our fusion composition. So when it's finished, exactly like here, and when new one start, so just frame before, type in O, and keeping your mouse cursor on the timeline of the window, create subclip and name it whatever you want. I'll name it DE2 dust effect 2, and then when I go to fusion composition again, and I will have it just this effect. And now I want to go with delta key here, see on the left, on node delta key here, see on the left, so type 1, and I want to remove green screen, so we have just effect. And I need a background to this. I need image plane, transform and merge from the map. So I'm just going to copy these 3 nodes, paste it here and connect, holding shift, connect it here, make sure everything is connected and connect all composition from the top. And now we need to adjust this effect. So we need to go to transform and see where it is. We're gonna adjust timing as well, but for now I want to adjust only position. So we can have a look there on the right window and select transform. Somewhere there, we need to pull it up a little bit. It needs to be a bit higher than the map, so that's gonna be 0.009, okay, and I want to adjust it properly, and I can see it here. It needs to be in the middle of the bottom of the bar. And now I want to adjust timing, and to do that we need to go here just below the media in and type in time speed. Here we go. And as you can see, when we move it, bar disappear on frame 199. Yeah, 1998, it will start disappearing. So we need to go to time speed and type in delay 198. So now this effect will start. So it needs to be a little bit later, or earlier, sorry. So it will be like 195 or something like that. Yeah, it looks good. So this is the final effect. And as you can see, there are some edges around the effect. You see this black outlines. So what we need to do, we need to go to merge of this dust effect, see on the left, and I want to grab rectangle, connect it to this merge, and I want to have it 1 and 1 with height and width, and I want to grab corner of that, and as you can see, this black outline disappeared. And what is left to do, you need to add some sound effect and you're good to go. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to improve your workflow in Fusion, I highly recommend watching this video next. See you there, guys. Bye.